Hello again, this is Scott Geissler here in Chicago for the TDWI World Conference 2011 Chicago event. I'm here with our Director of Education, Paul Kautza, and Paul and I are going to briefly discuss today the curriculum and the upcoming event in August in San Diego. The San Diego World Conference is going to focus on Agile BI, and Paul, Agile is continuing to explode in the BI space. It has been mainstream for several years in the software development space, but it's relatively new in data warehousing and BI. What's different about Agile development for data warehousing, BI, versus software development?
Well, thanks, Scott. And Agile really has been mainstream in the software world for quite some time. The real difference is, and I've been in this business for almost 30 years now, and I've seen all sorts of different fads and buzzwords and things come along. Agile is another one of them, and the problem with most of the things that happen is that we always focus just on one little aspect of a very complex problem. And Agile is no different. If we don't focus on Agile the right way across an organization, its chance of succeeding in this business is going to be limited as well. If you look at Agile software development, it's very prescriptive, because developing software, you have a very finite path that you're going down. If you look at data warehousing and business intelligence, it's a very broad spectrum. You have a lot of constituents involved. You have the business, the IT, finance, all the different things. And if you just focus on the development side with Agile, like you do with software, your chances of success will diminish greatly. Ken Collier, who is one of the noted experts in Agile, and he'll actually be doing a keynote in San Diego, he wrote an article for me called Being Agile versus Doing Agile. And he's saying where a lot of the people are running into issues is they become overly prescriptive in the Agile methodology. That's what he calls doing Agile. The success rate of companies that are just doing Agile versus the success rate of companies that are being Agile across their organization is dramatically different. So if you look at Agile coming into the data warehousing and business intelligence world, if we focus on just the development aspect of it, I don't think corporations are going to be very happy with the outcomes. It's got to be much broader than that.
Makes good sense. You have developed an Agile BI framework for TDWI. Can you please explain the framework for me and how it fits into the overall corporate culture and why it's important to the success of Agile development?
Well, this again is a little bit of a takeoff on what Ken Collier was saying about being Agile versus doing Agile. When I look at the framework really has four major pieces. The first one is Agile Data Warehouse Design and Development. That's really a little bit more of the prescriptive model. That's more of the straight methodology. But I wanted to take more of a play on the term Agile. So if I say Agile development, that has a specific meaning. If I say we need to be more Agile in our data modeling, for instance, because the Agile methodology, the Agile development is working well where they're using it. Right. But for example, in the data warehousing space, Agile methodology doesn't look very closely at data modeling at all. Right. I mean, it almost pushes data modeling to the side. They're starting to recognize that. So with the concept of universal data models and some of the pieces that are out there, being more agile in how we do data modeling will help that cause a lot. So the first pillar really is the Agile Data Warehouse Design and Development, which I put Agile Data Modeling under it. The second major pillar is Agile Analytics. I mean, we always think about analytics and how we're doing, and we think as an IT organization we're delivering the business what they need, right? Well, just go ask the business, are you getting what you need? And the answer is usually no. So what we're usually giving the business are scorecards, dashboards, static reports. Do any of those sound really agile to you?
A lot of Excel?
A lot of Excel. Does that mean that's not very agile if it's static up there? So we need to be able to have the collaborative nature and the effort from an agile environment, because you got to be agile across all the pieces to be able to take your analytics and deliver them and be more interactive and more collaborative with the business people to actually get the analytics piece in there and get the agility within that. The third pillar is agile organizations. I mean, if you go into an agile environment and say, okay, UIT, you have to go do this Agile thing, and you don't adopt it as an organization, your chances of success aren't good. So you have to figure out, how do we be more nimble? How do we organize better? Because one of the premises of Agile is self-managing, self-organizing teams and being more collaborative and more nimble as they go through the process. So Agile organizations are going to be one of the linchpins to making this successful. And the fourth pillar, and really this is the technology pillar, it's called Agile infrastructure. I mean, we all are looking at, if you remember from this conference, Dave Wolf's speech on radical changes ahead for IT.
Yes.
We've got cloud computing, we've got software as a service, we've got platform as a service, we've got open source, we've got all of the different pieces out there that allow us to be much more agile in our infrastructures and how we pull the pieces in, and almost becoming, grid computing or making more of a commodity through those pieces. So our ability to be agile through our infrastructure will also help us figure out how to save money. It also levels the playing field, because major corporations that have all this money invested in their infrastructure, smaller companies that are innovative can go out to the cloud, can go out to the grid, and become much more cost competitive as they're doing with that, so they can be agile through that process. So it's really, the framework is designed to say a holistic picture of my organization. How do I get more agility in my organization and more adaptability and be more of the being agile versus doing agile?
Do you believe that you can have an agile organization without an agile data warehousing and BI development program?
Oh, sure. I mean, I think that as I said before, one I think the Achilles heel of everything we've done over the last 25 years is the strict structure of the organizational structure. We have business and we have IT, and there's a big line between them. Right. Until we start breaking those down and putting IT and business together and having them one organization, as Dave was talking about on Monday in his keynote, you can be successful without Agile in data warehouse and business intelligence, but agility across an organization is absolutely critical.
Those will be the ones who succeed in the future.
Correct.
Right. So the World Conference in San Diego this August has a theme, Evolving Your Agile BI Environment. Can you share with us what you have planned for the event?
Yeah, I'm very excited about our San Diego event. We have there'll be over 45 full and half-day classes that cover the gamut of my BI essentials and data modeling, all the normal things that we need to do with it. But in terms of Agile, my two primary keynote speakers, Ken Collier will be my Monday opening keynote speaker. Ken also has a book coming out that will be signing in San Diego called Agile Analytics. And his keynote will be titled Agile Pitfalls, Anti-Patterns, and Gotchas. And he's been doing Agile BI since 2004. My Thursday keynote is Ralph Hughes, who teaches a lot of Agile classes for us. Ralph has written the book Agile Data Warehousing, and he's coming out with another book called Agile Data Modeling. And his talk will be on scaling data warehouse for the enterprise, Agile data warehouse for the enterprise, which I think those will be very, very good keynotes. So specifically classes around Agile, I've got a class on leading Agile teams, one on building an Agile database, Agile Data Warehousing 101, Agile Data Warehousing Survival Skills, building BI for the 21st century. And to get around the Agile organization piece, I've got a class called Power, Politics, and Partnerships, a path to a more agile organization. So that will be a good class. Yes. Also Agile Data Warehouse Simulation, an Agile Data Modeling class, which will be a new class for this one. And then Agile Architectures and Technologies for Agile OLAP, to get the Agile Analytics in the piece. So, and in addition to that, we've got our 3-day Executive Summit that will also be focused around Agile. So we're pretty excited about the event, and I think it should be good. And for people who really want to start to understand how Agile development will fit into your organization and help you grow, and how to do it in a best practice vendor neutral fashion, this would be a great place for them to do that.
Outstanding. So there you have it, folks. A great little dissertation from our Director of Education, Paul Kautza, on Agile development, Agile BI, Agile data warehousing, and how much you guys will all learn at our San Diego conference on Agile BI. We look forward to seeing you there. Thank you very much. Thanks, Paul.